What's happening, guys? So in this video I'm going to break down for you guys what exactly causes narcissism. And I know a lot of people have a good idea what causes narcissism, but I'm going to break it down to the best of my ability. And even the further I get into this stuff and learning more and more and more about it, the more I can look back at my past and see faults in other people and see how even parents of maybe friends or parents of friends, because if you're with a friend and then you go to another friend's place, like, you see so many different people growing up. I know I have anyway. I've been surrounded by so many different types of people, and like I said, the more I learn about this stuff, the more I can look back at a situation that happened and see hints in those situations that makes this very clear of how things happen to certain people. And honestly, guys, what causes narcissism, as we all know, is excessive admiration as a young child, and pampering, like giving kids way too much. Not only giving too much, because all kids are going to be given things, but it's like the way the parents are energetically towards their kids about certain things. They could drill it in their own kids' heads that things have to be like this. You have to be a good-looking person. That it's your main priority, and this and that and that and this. And I even know girls that I used to date that their own mothers definitely had this mindset, and they raised their own daughters to think just like them, to be very superficial. Because at the time, let's say when the mother's daughter, let's say it was in her time and she was young or something like that, she had a kid when she was 18, 19, maybe 20, 21, as still a young woman, right? Now she is a daughter, she's going to bring her up to be just like her. She's going to teach her what she knows. She's going to treat her own daughter and teach her own daughter certain things that she knows at the age that she's at, if that makes sense. So she might have her ways of being superficial herself and doing things to get other guys, and her daughter might grow up and hear all this stuff, and it's going to develop her own daughter as a heartless, gutless woman that is superficial and just does not have a heart. Things like that can happen, guys. There's many things that can happen to young kids when they're growing up to cause them to be a narcissist. Kids that grow up, they're literally 5 or 6 years old, and they're driving these brand new skidoos, and they're just dressed to the tits, fancy stuff, brand new skidoo suits. It's like, and they have toys everywhere. It's like the things like that can be all right, but it's like everything's brand new, and it's like, it's these families that are like this, guys. There might be 5 or 6 kids in the family, and they're all just in brand new everything. Their parents are growing them up to be brainwashed, to look a certain way, to be a certain way, be arrogant towards people that don't have as much as you, things like this. And I shit you not, guys, I look back at my past and I see certain things like this in other people, and I always knew something was off. I always knew these people were so full of themselves. It's the people that are full of themselves that you have to watch out for, because you even know deep down inside these people ain't shit, but they act and behave this way, and they treat other people as lesser than them if they have more, if they're more materialistic and things like this. And it's just, it's stupid. Like, for example, I'll still go to gas stations to this day and treat the guy that works the front desk just like anybody else. I don't see things like, somebody can have a brand new vehicle as well, I'm going to treat him nice. I'm going to treat the person that works at the gas station just as equal. We're all just human beings, and you're not defined as a person by what you have. But these people that grow up like this, it's not even their own faults, because their own parents raise them like this, and their parents treat other people like that as well. It's all a competition to these people, and they grow up with these narcissistic traits. And it's also possible that people can be born with a good heart, but they just had bad teachings. These people can later on develop in life to see things a better way and to grow past what they were taught at a young age. And that's what we hope for everybody that grows up in families like this. But sometimes it doesn't happen, sometimes it does. These are the individuals that really need to check themselves in the mirror and really readjust to the things that they've been taught and to how they operate to this day. So another way people grow up to be narcissistic is heavily abuse as a kid. And I even knew, I had cousins that their parents were just always stressed, off the walls, just mad and furious, all this built up anger. They got a whole bunch of kids, and it's like these kids are punching holes through walls, these kids are going nuts. And it's not like they lived in the shittiest places ever. Holes everywhere, rooms dirty, everything's dirty. It's just a big fucking shit show, to be honest. And it looked like the most stressful thing you'd ever see. People are smoking in the house. It's just like, Jesus. It's things like that, and their kids grow up to be wild animals, and they can even grow older to be criminals themselves, to do some dirty, dirty, nasty things to other people, to steal, they usually become cheaters, things like this. They're just very dirty, dirty, dirty people. These might even be worse than the superficial narcs, to be honest, because they're more dangerous. And even the superficial narcs don't go to these extents and hurt other people in these ways. So growing up, in my opinion, the superficial side is nothing nice either, because these people are just evil and insidious on the inside. But they don't really physically abuse other people and do things like this. They're more so, they're just evil spirited people, which they can be dangerous too. But I think these people that grew up being abused can be far more dangerous. Some of these individuals grow up to be serial killers and things like this. That'd be a whole other extent than narcissism, but this is how it works, guys. And you have to see the early signs. You have to see the person's parents, abusive fathers, things like this. Just, it's sickening to see. So this is how this shit works. Thankfully, I did not grow up like this. There was troubles in my own family and stuff like this, but nothing like any of this. I was raised to the best of my own parents' ability. I don't see how it could have been any better, because I was always a working guy. Like, even whenever I was really young, not only working but playing sports and staying active, having older cousins that lived directly across the road when I was super young, like roughhousing each other. Like, we were rough kids, not abusive, just like rough in a good way, like something that would build a kid up to be strong, things that young kids do. It's all things like this that helped me. And as you guys know in other videos that I've mentioned in the past, I also had tons of friends, all the friends in the world, at all times. Friends that lived minutes away, 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away, literally just scattered everywhere in our area. And we always did things, always went on bike rides, laughed hard, lived hard, did everything the right way. So I'm grateful I didn't grow up silver spooned. We were probably about middle class, where I was given just enough, but not overly much. Never grew up to be superficial, wasn't abused, nothing like this. So I can't complain at all the way I was raised, guys. But growing up being neglected, being abused, things like this, it'll definitely take a toll on you. And as long as you know that, you can get yourself out of anything. Even if you grew up to be superficial, which it doesn't happen to too many people, but it happens to some. Because these families, they might have egos themselves, right? They might be in competitions with other parents. This is what a lot of people were like, honestly, in my community. Not too much, but some. And they're all in competitions. Who's making the most money? Who's driving the best things? They teach their kids to be superficial just like them. Yeah, look what my kids do. When parents will get together and they'll start talking about their own kids' accomplishments and things like this, and everybody knows what that is. Like, that's bullshit. But that's how they do. They have their own egos. They have their own insecurities and problems, and it's just funny to me. Honestly, my parents seen through people like this as well, and did not like it or agree with it, and just thought these people are just, you know, they just think they're so good. And it's true. Like, they think that, and they actually ain't shit. There's people that are doing much better than them, that are much happier, that don't even have this mindset. But it's these scumbags that do everything in their power to get a little bit of success and try to throw it in everybody else's face and things like this. And it's dirty parents. I even know friends that I used to have, actually quite a few friends that I used to have, that have parents like this, and it's just funny to me. And they grew up to sort of be just like that, trying to prove themselves. And there were certain things that happened in my own life, I will say, that caused you not to fully take on this, these thoughts and stuff like that. But it's like, certain things might get to you if you pursue something and people are making jokes about what you're doing or laughing at what you're doing. It might cause you to want to really get success in that area, so then you can throw it in their face. Things like this have happened to me a little bit. I never got out of control with it, but like, I even adjusted to how certain things were too, and I let go of what everybody else thinks, and I'm not going to stoop down at anybody else's low levels because of what other people are saying. I don't want to fight against that, and I let you guys know that in other videos that I made before. Don't fight against the narcs. If they say something and you want to prove them wrong because they said something dirty to you, don't even do it. Just ignore that and keep doing your thing. Keep being a good person. Don't stoop to their level. Do not do that. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm going to cut this video short. I have another one to do, so we'll get to that one, guys. I will be back.